talked recently about a new approach I'm trying to take to better understanding, I guess, my emotions, but particularly when I feel some form of discomfort. So whatever that adverse emotion is associated to that, if it's embarrassment, if it's fear, if it's anger, frustration, disappointment, etc. What I've tried to do is what I'd say is like earn those emotions. And by earn it, I mean figure out what is actually the cause of it, what's at the root of it, what's at the base of it, so that I have clarity as to A, is this even the right emotion that I should be feeling right now? Is it justified? Is it warranted? Big L logically. And B, am I responding in like the right proportion? Is it the right intensity of that emotion, or am I over dramatizing or under dramatizing, right? Just to have more accurate math at the end of the day, right? More clarity, more accurate view into what I'm thinking. And it's been super helpful. I can't tell you how many times I've run into an instance where just throughout the day, it happens all the time, something bugs us, something annoys you, you find yourself angry or frustrated or just some discomfort. And to actually pause, and I've been doing it in a very focused way where it doesn't matter what the thing is. It might be something small and stupid, but I still want to do it just to get the reps and get a better understanding. Might not be the best advice for everybody. Maybe you just focus it on big things. But as I say, just simply put, the quality of life improvement has been significant because things that otherwise would have went unchecked and would have continued to fester and float that were causing discomfort and all sorts of other things with it, I can better identify those. And often, if there's not really anything there, then it's gone. If there is, well, now I have a better sense of what it is and why it's there and how to address it. So I wanted to give a really quick example of this today and just kind of highlight what I mean by that. So I have kind of a checklist every day of things I want to do related to these videos, the video being one of the things on the list, as I'm trying to, I guess, improve myself, think better, be better, right? And it's, listen to a podcast, it's make a video, it's read, it's write, it's do some development work around, how do I make this more external and connect with other people, all sorts of things, right? Go for a walk, all sorts of different things. And I try and work efficiently through that list every day. One of the things I try and do is in the morning when I can, when I'm getting my son ready for school and he's kind of eating breakfast or maybe watching TV for a little bit, I'll often try and listen to the podcast to get that out of the way. So I'll have my ear pods in and I'll be making his lunch or, whatever it might be, making his breakfast, getting everything ready for the day, and I'll listen to the podcast. And I like that. I like that time. It's efficient. It's a good use of time. I'm getting something off the list, all good stuff. What I realized the other day was, as my son was, doing his business, he had like a little Nerf gun or something, and he kept running into the room where I was at times and shooting me with it, and kind of laughing and making a noise, and it was disrupting the podcast. Well, I should say to start, I felt the discomfort. I felt annoyed. I felt somewhat angry, somewhat annoyed, somewhat frustrated that he kept running in. Okay? Why? Have I earned that right to be angry at this situation? So let me start to trace it back to the root and see what's actually going on here. And some of it's obvious, right? First level, why? Well, I'm trying to listen to this and you're running in and annoying me and you're being a little bit loud and it's early in the morning, whatever. But you're disrupting what I'm trying to do. Now, traditionally, I might not even go that far, or I might stop there and say, yeah, that's fucking annoying. And maybe I yell at him, right? Or maybe I get angry, or maybe I just sit there stewing even though I don't say anything and now I have that discomfort. But you have to earn that emotion. So I keep going. Okay, why is that making me mad? Why is it bad that he's disrupting this podcast right now? Is it that he shouldn't be, right? Is he doing something wrong? Well, in many ways, he's actually doing something right. I typically feel a bit of guilt that sometimes in the morning I just put him in front of the TV while he's eating breakfast so I can do the stuff I have to do. He's actually being a little bit more active right now. He's playing a game, which is better for him. So that's kind of good. Okay, but he is still disrupting this podcast I'm trying to listen to, right? He's stopping me from hearing it and getting the things I want to get from it. So that's annoying, right? So that's warranted. I could feel frustrated by that. But can I? Because keep going, right? Like, well, why is that bad that he's disrupting the podcast I'm listening to? Well, because I want to learn from it and it's on my list and I'm trying to get my list done. Okay, but why is that a thing? Like, why is it a problem if you're not learning from it and you're not getting your list done? Is it that you can't do it later? No, I could, but it's more convenient for me right now. Okay, but there's another task to be done, but let's even go with that. So he's stopping you from learning and listening and all those things. He's disrupting it. It's annoying. Yeah. Okay, but why is that a problem? That you're not learning from the podcast, you're not getting the thing off your list. Well, I need to do that because I want to be better as a person. Oh, okay. Well, why is that important to be better as a person? Well, because that's what I want to do. I want to make better decisions. I want to teach my son better. I want to interact with my family better. Oh, shit. Right? And then it starts to hit. So, what's happening here? I'm mad at my son because he's disrupting me in kind of a way that's totally normal and healthy and what he should be doing from allowing me to be a better person so that I could be better to my son. So I'm going to yell at him for doing something that he's not really doing wrong because he's not allowing me to be better so that I can treat him better. And that's a perfect example because you get down to it and you say, shit, I have not earned this emotion at all. This is completely illogical. All I want is my cake and eat it too. I want to be an amazing dad and a great person and get everything off my list and get things done and move on to the next thing. I have all these reasons, but when you trace it back to the root, you see there's no big L logic there. It doesn't hold, and that allows me to then recognize and say, which I actually did in that moment, like, I'm not going to yell at him at all. I'm actually happy he's doing this. If I need to, I'll pause the podcast and we'll play this game a little bit because that's what it's about. I want him away from the TV. I want to be interacting. I want to have a good relationship with him. That's important right now. I'll do the podcast later. Or maybe I just don't let it distract me and I play the little game back with him and then he leaves the room and it's all good. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It gets back to the point that having done none of that, now I'm just angry, right? Worst case, I yell at my son and make him go watch TV instead, which I don't want. Best case, I just stew a little bit and now it sets off my day on a bad track. But by earning that emotion, by tracing it back and actually figuring out why, going through that mathematical logic of what's actually happening here, and having the mental toughness to say, oh, I'm being a shithead, like I'm just being a jerk in this situation, makes all the difference.